Jeffrey David makes a play here on a hot ground ball to third base to save a run, but watch the conclusion of the play at first base. Hunter Autry does a magnificent job of fielding this low throw. That is a very difficult pick, stretching toward right field on the backhand side, and that was one of those mid-range caroms which are very difficult to handle. He did a terrific job and no doubt saved 2 runs.
A lot of times for first baseman, it's much easier to handle a ball in the dirt when you're charging toward it, when you're stretching at the baseball, because you can attack it low and catch it on a short hop. That time he had to work away from the baseball at an odd angle and stay planted and field it cleanly to save a run, maybe 2 if he lets it go by. But a nice job defensively to keep it at 2-1, but it is Liberty with the advantage. First time that Cole Hertzler works with a bit of run support. He's got 8-9-1 due up to face the Bearcats here in the 5th.
And it's interesting the way the Liberty offense has put forth 2 big innings. They had no base hits in the first, no base runners. Same thing in the third, same thing in the fourth. But in the second inning, they had consecutive base hits with 2 outs. And with 2 outs, they put together 4 base hits in a row in the 5th inning to fashion a 2-0 lead. So it's been feast or famine for Liberty.
And most of that coming with 2 strikes, right?
Mm-hmm.
And 2 outs. This one chopped low.
Once again, the shift as they move the third baseman over behind second.
They do that on almost every 2-strike count.
Yeah.
It's an odd way to look at it, but it's analytic driven, right?
Well, there's evidence that shows this is the highest percentage play defensively.
Plenty of lefties scattered through this lineup. Almost every other hitter throughout as well. So when you have a lefty, you want to put the shift on, and it really does affect the effectiveness of a hitter. And Lott is retired for out number 1. It just takes away the easy swing. And that's what you want to do on 2 strikes. You want to put together the most impactful swing you can to put the ball in play. But if you're doing that, you're not thinking about taking the ball the other way. You're not trying to just you're trying to put the bat on the ball is ultimately what it comes down to. A lot of times that's poolside. Here's Jace Martinez, who helped put a run on the board in the 3rd inning for Sam Houston, working a walk after being down quickly 0-2 in that at-bat against Hertzler.
Don't you just love those pesky guys at the bottom of the order who are flirting with 300? They get on base any way they can. They'll bunt. They'll work for walks. They'll steal a base for you. They'll put it in play when you need a runner to score from third base. They are so valuable to a team. They may not be the headline maker.
Sure.
But they are the winners.
There's some of your favorite dugout players as well.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of those guys, because they're selfless to a certain extent. They're trying to do what's best to put their team forward, put their team in a situation to be successful, and that radiates off the field as well. Martinez has been as good as anybody at doing that, and great defensively as well. Only a couple of errors this year at shortstop. Very sure-handed across the board. The Bearcats, we talked about it earlier, one of the best defenses in Conference USA. That one in on the hand, saws him off. Sweat has to range into shallow right to reel it in, and he does. 2 down. Back to the top, Caleb Cotton with his 3rd at-bat. 3rd time through the order for Sam Houston against the Liberty starter, Cole Hertzler.
And Hertzler, after surrendering the RBI single to Autry in the 3rd, has not allowed a base runner. He's retired 6 consecutive. Cotton is 1 for 2.
Hertzler's been tremendous since then, out of Bartow, Pennsylvania. Went to Boyertown High School. He's an imposing figure on the mound as well. 6'4", 235. I can tell you he does not skip the weight room.
I don't skip a buffet.
Same. Catches the outside corner. 1-2 here to Cotton. 4 strikeouts on the board. Liberty with nobody warming up just yet, hoping their starter can continue dealing. Check swing. Appeal down the third. No go, says third base umpire Brandon Hinson. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hertzler making the jump from the bullpen to the starting rotation this year after 21 appearances, all in relief last year. Also played in the game, or in the field, for 14 games. He was a starter at first base, in the infield, was a hitter for the Flames, but has now gone to the mound full time, and it's really paid off for Liberty as the year's gone on. Both starters eating up innings so far. On the other side, Atkinson, a little bit of trouble in the top of the 5th inning. He looks to be on his way back out for the 6th, as nobody is warming for Sam Houston in that bullpen. They did send some gentlemen down to get loose, but not a whole lot of movement there for the Bearcats.
And don't forget, coming up at the end of this game, the middle game of this 3-game set today, it'll be New Mexico State and WKU, with the winner staying alive and the loser of that game calling it a day.
Calling it a season. Season's on the line in our next telecast. Scheduled for 2:35 start time, but more likely it'll be right around 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. 3-2 sails high. Both starters struggling a bit with 2 outs on the board. Quality at bat from the speedy Caleb Cotton. Expect him to get moving here.
Yeah,
it's the first time he's been on without a runner in front of him.
I think so. He's stolen 17 bases. He's been caught thrice. And this is the 2nd consecutive time he's been on base.
Walker Yannick 0 for 2 with a strikeout looking back in the 1st. He wanted to take the lead on that swing. Comes up empty. Nice breaking ball. 12 inches of break. Full foot from Hertzler to miss the bat of Yannick. Off the end of the bat, playable for Troyer. He makes the grab and ends the inning. Walker Yannick, one of the top players in the conference, 0 for 3 as Hertzler